guys, happy Wednesday. It's RG here live from RG Avenue Studio, and it's Wednesday, and I decided I would do something different, something fun, something crazy that I'm gonna call Work at Wednesday, because I feel like I abandoned my YouTube family a little bit. We typically do lives on Facebook every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Arizona time, and then we try to bring those over here to our YouTube channel, but I know many of you are not on Facebook, and I want to give you some realness. I want to give you some time to create with you as well, some creative time on the spot. So none of these projects are pre-created. They're pre-concepted, and then I bring them to life here for you guys, with you guys on our channel. Yes. So let's go ahead and switch over to our top view so that we can see what we're working with today. I'm going to be working with one of our newest releases called Diamond Daze, which is a background stamp, as well as Lovebirds, which just launched this month. Both of these sets just launched this month. Lovebirds is a set of 13 stamps, and as you can see, it's absolutely lovely with 3 different sentiments. Just kidding, 4 different sentiments. It's got Dear Friend, Lovebirds, You Make Me Happy, and a friend is someone who understands your past, believes in your future, and accepts you just the way you are. So super cute sentiments available currently on our website under www.rgavenue.com. Click on shop and then click on new releases, and you're able to find all of these sets. I'm also going to be using from our own color palette, Sweet Banana, Sour Guava, Powdered Sugar as my base for my products. Now, it's been a little bit since I've gone live for you guys. We have our own color palette, which is all a sugar palette. In this sugar palette, we have our sugar cubes, which are our ink pads, as well as our sugar drops, which hopefully you'll get to see a little bit more as we continue our Work It Wednesday videos. As well as I'm gonna be introducing a brand new digi set that I just made live today called Script Love. Now, again, if you're brand new to RG Avenue's new releases, they're all available in actual physical product as well as a digital download. When you purchase the actual physical product, you receive the digital download for free. The digital download comes in an outline version, an SVG, a JPEG, and of course a PDF in case you want to print them out and create alongside us. All right, so I'm going to start with my card base here, which is a 100-pound cover cardstock. And I'm going to score this, of course, at 5.5 to create my card base. We would absolutely appreciate it if you guys would share this YouTube link, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any Work It Wednesdays from here on out. It would be super fun to grow our creative family. And on top of that, I'm gonna bring in, I already have my stamps placed in my stamparatus. And let me just reposition them a little bit here. Now I have pre-stamped these and already colored them and cut them out just to save you guys a little bit of time. But I'm going to show you the impression. Now I'm using black taffy sugar cube. The black taffy sugar cube as well is the only one that's a little different from all my other ink pads. All my other sugar cubes are water-based ink. But black taffy is a special multimedia ink that allows us to use alcoholic markers, or not alcoholic markers, but alcohol markers. They might be a little alcoholic, I suppose. I guess they are alcoholic, right?
Yeah, if you think about that, yes.
For sure. All right, so we're just gonna ink. I like to ink it up 2 to 3 times, especially when it's a dark or a black outline, because it really creates a very deep impression, I think. And it just pops a little bit more. So 2 is enough, and you can see my beautiful lovebirds there and the nest. And I figured I would create more of a congratulatory card. This time it could be for a baby shower, but you can leave the nest out, or not. And it could be for a bridal shower or a wedding even, especially because it's that kind of time of year for weddings and all kinds of special occasions. All right, I'm gonna remove my stamps, place them back on my stamp set. But how is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are excited about the Work at Wednesdays. We definitely have so many different new products that we want to work in and bring to life. And it's almost like a personal push for myself to come in here and create the projects on the spot. I'm not really good at pre-creating projects because I just love to create on the spot. I feel like it gives me a little bit more of a creative push. So I love it. I'm more spontaneous that way. And I tend to love my projects a lot better, believe it or not. All right, so I'm gonna bring in my Diamond Daze background. And I'm just placing it here on my Stamparatus. And I'm gonna ink it up using black taffy just the same. I love this background because I think that it's good for a variety of different projects. Again, if you're on Facebook, make sure you follow us and like our page because we do lives on Facebook every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, with similar like education, new products being showcased, new ideas coming to life. I'm probably gonna stamp this a couple of times as well. And I'm gonna clean up my stamp. I'll put it away before I lose it. And we're ready to keep working on this project. So I'll remove it from the grid sheet. All right, when I do multiple layers of ink, I do like to heat set it just to make sure that the top layer dries on top of that bottom layer. It doesn't have to be heat set if you only ink it once, but I like to make sure that I don't get any smearing. So especially if I'm gonna go back with alcohol markers or something like that, I wanna make sure that the ink is pretty dry. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the backing of my stamp set. This is what I would personally call a workable sheet. So I'm gonna add just a couple of drops, sugar drops of sweet banana, which is the same color of the cardstock that I'm using for my card base. And then I'm gonna spritz some water just to help move that color around a little bit more. Now you can come back and use your fingers, which is what I'm gonna do. This allows me to control the water a little bit more. I love using this technique when I'm not using watercolor paper because again, it really helps me bring color to life on my project, just enough color without oversaturating, but because I'm not using watercolor, it's not an oversaturation of color. So it just makes it splotchy and it gives me a little bit of a watercolor vibe without having to use watercolor paper. So I love that about that technique. And you simply just wipe off your workable sheet and you can bring it back to your stamp set so that it's reusable. So I'm gonna clean off my surface here.
So we do have a few members joining us.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us for this Work It Wednesday. I'm gonna do this every Wednesday from here on out, unless something comes about. But I think it's fun to just work in different products into our weekly schedule. We have regular lives on Thursdays and Fridays, on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Facebook, but this just kind of helps us bump it up a few notches. So now I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my sour guava.
Donna, she said, I wish you would have told me we were going live. It was a surprise.
Surprise. Yeah, it's going to be a regular thing. We just kind of decided. All right. So you guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know I love twine. So I'm going to bring in some twine here, especially because I'm using the birds and the feathers. And I'm going to bring twine right into the center of my card here. I'm going to do a double loop. First, I like to straighten it out because, of course, it's in that roll.
You have saludos from Venezuela.
Hola, Venezuela. ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos. I'm going to do one more loop on this side just to create a little extra fun. So it looks a little something like that. I love the threading in there. Now I'm going to start to build my layers. So I've shown you the birds that we stamped a little bit ago. Looks like that. And I've already cut them out and colored them in using Copics. If anybody's interested in the Copics that I used, I will be more than happy to share that with you guys. But I've already colored them and cut them out to help us just with a little bit of time here. When in doubt, pop it out. We're going to pop this guy right out just using some foam squares. And I'm first going to start by adding some foam squares in between the two areas where the thread's connecting. And then I'll come back and tuck in a little bit more. So I've got my birds right there in the center. I love it so much. Now I'm going to bring my bird nest. And I'm going to tuck it right underneath there. And lastly, I'm going to bring in the bloom. And I might double pop that right next to the missus here. So cute. I love all the layers on this.
And these are the ones you used, right?
Yeah, do they want them? I can.
Yeah, I can just put one. I don't know.
Look how cute that is. When in doubt, I'm going to pop this out one more time onto our card base. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. Now here is the digital file that I'm going to use to grab the sentiments. Now this one's only a digi file. It's called Script Love, and it's a set of 8 script sentiments that you can cut out and use. I love how big they are. I love the boldness. And of course, if you have a digital cutting machine like I do, you can just run it through your digital cutting machine and cut them right out, or even use the silhouette. I'm going to go ahead and use Congrats for this one because, again, I want it to be more family focused, baby focused for that time of year. Or it could be a bridal shower or a wedding shower. And it's going to go right in the center. Check it out. So cute. I love the background. I love the sentiment. Lastly, I'm just going to grab a little bit of splatter because, you know, it's also my thing. I think I left my brushes by the sink. But what we're going to do is we're just going to splatter here some ink to just finalize and add a few more finishing touches to this project. I don't know where my little tray thing went. Oh, it's right here. So I'm just gonna grab some acrylic.
Super cute. It's an adorable, adorable card.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm just gonna splatter for that finishing touch. So I hope that you love that. It's super fun, super amazing to be able to see these projects come to life. Just a quick recap of what I used. I used Diamond Daze as my background. I also used Lovebirds as my main stamp set and the brand new digital download Script Love for the bold sentiment right at the top. Guys, remember to subscribe to our channel if you were inspired by this project at all. Share us with your friends, share the link. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first Work It Wednesday. We can't wait to meet you again next Wednesday for another Work It experience. Remember to continue to create and capture so that we can bring hope to those around us. Adios.